Alright, this is our Toyota RAV4. We're fighting some wind here today, folks. So this is a 16 model, pretty high-end version, pretty much loaded on this guy. As far as the outside, gaps and everything all look really good. We don't have any rough edges or anything like that. They do live on a dirt road, so like this side's really clean, but the other side is just caked. You'll see like around the vehicle, little dings, some scratches, but really nothing except for like this. And then I already talked about the door jam in a different portion of the video where I was right there. Discussed like this. So some good touch up and like a good buff and cut would take care of a lot of this. The other things that I always look at is the oxidation on the plastics. It didn't really affect the top here, so it's not like the top is really sun fade or anything like that. The blacks are still really good. It's just the lights. So headlight and tail lights assembly really oxidized. Cameras all the way around the car. It's got like an eagle eye thing going on. It's really cool. Wheels have some like scuffs to them, but they're in pretty good shape for stock wheels. Tires are in really good shape. I love this color too. This is a super cool color. We're gonna stop here and just keep moving through the rest of our inspection. All right, I'm gonna set this down and we're gonna get a startup real quick. Alright, sorry about that. Just a huge gust there. So overall, engine bay is in good shape. Filters and everything are clean. For me, engine oil was a bit darker than what I like to see. I'm going to pull that stick here towards the end and show you what I'm talking about. Normally in these Toyotas, it's hard to see the oil. It's so clean, and they just run that way. Once I get this off, I'll talk about that more. Brake fluid looks good, nice gold. That's what we like to see. Electronic power steering, so you don't have to worry about that. Coolant is full and nice, what we like to see. These are your frame rails or crash rails. All looks really good. You can see all the hardware and everything is still secure to the edges. And then you can see all these seams are still factory. You don't see any like repair work or any like missing bolts or oddball bolts. They all look old and like they've been there for a long time. That's so signs that no one's been in here working on stuff. I'm gonna pause. We're gonna shut this down. All right, so let this focus here. So that's your oil, kind of aerated, pretty dark. Normally we like to see like a really good gold. That's kind of like a dark brown, which is weird. The main reason I say that is because the sticker says that the oil change is at 60,000. We're at 56, so it's been 1,000 miles. Doesn't look like it. I don't know if these people are doing 10,000 mile oil changes, but Toyota recommends 5,000 mile service intervals, especially with 0-20. If it in fact did have a fresh oil change recently and the oil's still that dark, it just makes me kind of wonder about the oil change maintenance history on this guy and how it's been done. Oil is dark. I have a truck with 250,000 miles and it doesn't get that dark by the time the oil change is ready. So just something to look at. We're gonna stop here and move the rest of the car. All right, so this here's my mirror that I use to look at the underside of the car. So I start from the front like this to just look front going back. This shows if anything's hanging down, sagging, kind of just dragging along. All looks really good here. Get up a little closer here. You can see your oil pan, nice and dry. Your oil filter is a canister style right in front of it, also nice and dry. And then your transmission there. And then these have what is called a PTU. So this case behind the pan, kind of right over here, is where your drive lines will come off of. Okay, and that distributes power to the rear when needed. All right, so from here we are on the driver front corner. This is gonna be like your lift point area, bottom of the car essentially. All looks really, really good. Sorry about that. Phone calls never end. So We're gonna keep going here, so you have some skid plating, heat shields and everything that you can see along there. They do a good job at making sure there's not a lot sticking out or something to catch. And then on the rear lift point here as well, fuel and vapor lines. So basically that's big line goes to the gas tank, and the big line, or the small line here, is your vapor line. Fuel tank there, muffler on the other side, but we'll get a better view from when we get to that side. And they're going to be your rear end. We'll get a better view from the direct here in just a moment. Alright, so this is right at the bottom of the floor pan. So basically your spare tire is sitting in this floor pan here. And then your rear end, it's a rear subframe with a diff in there. Springs with separate shocks instead of a coil spring. Factory exhaust, no issues seen there. Looks pretty good. Onto the passenger rear lift point on the rear. Oh, said that twice. Okay, so that is your trailing arm. Bushing there looks pretty good, not too bad. A little bit of dirt. They do live on a dirt road, so give them that benefit. Muffler there, looking good. And then we're onto the front corner here. Lift point, body, subframe mounts. You can see the steering rack and everything real good there. Great view here, looks good. Alright, we're gonna go through the interior. Lots of buttons in this car, it's pretty loaded, so we'll try to make sure we hit everything. So starting here, you're gonna have your mode and phone calls, volume, all that information here. This is gonna be your computer information here, your radar for your cruise control, and then nothing on the back of the wheel on this version of the car. Your current mileage, 56,065. This does have the lane keep, blind spot, and then it also has adaptive cruise, and then there's a parking assist system. The memory seats, 2 settings there. Auto on the front driver, the rest are all just power. And then on your center you do have heated seats, eco mode, so like the car kind of goes, you'll see a little eco light as you're driving, and then there's a further eco mode. I don't know if you see the blue at the top, that's that. And then there's also a sport mode where everything turns red. Really makes a difference on this car. I was genuinely surprised at how dramatically it went from kind of like lazy tame economy to, you know, spunky. Automatic climate here, hot, cold, all works. Dual climates work, and then modes are all doing what they're supposed to. Navigation here. Audio does have the option for satellite, Bluetooth, and everything like that. I didn't see anywhere for like Android Auto or anything like that. Some of these cars, when you plug in, that's how that pops up. And then you can update your map on this with some memory card stuff, and then you can also put a SD card to like save stuff on there. We're gonna pause here. I'm gonna look from the outside in and just kind of show you the rest of the car. Alright, before I hop out, I was playing with some settings. Right now it's yelling because the rear is open, but you can see this eagle vision. When you slow down, even in traffic, this pops up to give you like all-around view of your car while you're sitting in traffic. I thought that was really, really cool. Get that off there. Alright, so we're at the driver door here. Door card's in pretty good shape. You'll see some scuffs along these lower panels on a couple doors. I did make note of this and took a better picture. It's just some touch-up paint on this edge that was probably rubbed from like a pant leg or anything like that. Carpet's in good shape. It does have floor mats here. We do have like a small burn right here. Seats are in good shape. There's a little bit of wrinkling, but no cracking or any kind of hardness. There's still nice plush soft, but like firm leather, you know what I mean by that? Back seats, same thing on that door cord, a little bit of scuffing. These look like they were barely ever used. It does have a little center console here. But like I said, these seats look like they were rarely sat in. Some ports to charge down there. Carpet's in great shape. Going to the other side. Alright, on the passenger side, same thing. Door card, a little scuff there. These are in really good shape. Seat backs are also in really good shape. And then on your driver's side here, seats look really good. Manual on this side, but same condition, looks really good. And then floor and everything's great. And then it does have like a bunch of information on the vehicle and owner's manual. Cubbies here, charging and everything. And then your center console. has 2 lids there. There you go. And that's going to be your interior. All right, we're in the wind today, so we're making do with it. It's going to be our rear hatch, lift gate, trunk bed. On this is a lift gate. It is a power lift gate. I'm going to try and push the camera in here to keep out of the wind. There's a rear sub here. I didn't see any privacy panel in here. This is a nice mat that covers your floor. And then, this does have a full size, so it's full size by height, not like full size by width. They have to keep the same height for the all-wheel drive cars. It does have the jack and everything there. I did note that the missing secure bolt, it might rattle, jump around or something if you hit a big enough bump. It is a power lift gate. Kind of does its magic there. There is a button inside by the cockpit, and then there's also one with the keys. And that's going to be your trunk. Pretty quick and easy on this car, little guy. Okay, we're going through our code scans. We do have 3 faults that were found: airbag, tire pressure, and intuitive park sense. They're all stored or history, so they're not currently active. One was for a tire pressure low. One was for it was the implausible data on there. And then your intuitive park sense said front right. When you come to like a slow stop or slow down to a stop, this car has like a camera system that comes on here, and it kind of just does like a Hawkeye vision or eagle eye down on top of the car. As far as while I was driving, that sensor was picking up, as well as the blind spot, that there was something there when I was in like close proximity to stuff. Like I said, it is history. But beyond that, everything else checked out really good. So from here, we're going to go through all of our monitors and just kind of review that. All right, so we're into our monitors. Right here, might be hard with the glare off the sun, but this is your VIN. You always make sure the VIN on the vehicle and the VIN in the computer are the same. Looks good there. That's what we like to see. Green checks all the way across. That's also good. These little circles are typically just monitors not supported. What I've found is they're usually monitored by something else. So as you drive, basically it's taking readings on all of this information, making sure it meets a certain measurement, parameter, or setting while you drive. Checks out good, so we'll just keep moving forward here. Nothing sticking out. All right, here at the end, I always like to make it look alive, turn lights on, make it look like a functioning thing. Overall, car drives really, really good. For a 4-cylinder all-wheel drive SUV, it's got plenty of get up and go. These aren't like made for racing, but they're made to get you where you need to go, and they do it efficiently. It does have passive entry, 2 keys, and push button start. The couple things that I noticed while I was driving the vehicle, when it is in the eco mode, so there's like an eco that's always on and then an eco mode you can hit, it felt a little lazy on the shifts. But if you turn that off, it becomes more crisp. And then if you turn on sport mode, they grab really good. So looks good there. On the outside of the car, just some blemishes here and there. It's kind of hard with all the dirt on this side, just to get a good look. We did find some stuff inside here. But overall, 56,000 miles, pretty low mileage for this year. And Toyota, everything checks out really, really well. I did have a couple things to put to note. Engine oil was a bit dark for the oil sticker, saying that it was just under 1,000 miles. You're getting close to 60,000 miles, so you'll want to check like transmissions fluid, because this has a PTU. So there's your transmission and then another unit attached to it that sends power to the back of the vehicle. This does have a locker that locks those all together. Might be hard to see, but I did get the rear tire to kind of spin a little bit there in like a tight turn. So it works really good. This does have all the bells and whistles, so adaptive cruise and all of that. One thing I always like to point out, this still has the original glass. Aftermarket glass does mess with the sights on a lot of brands, so that's always a plus there too. Tires are in really good shape as well. When I first got in the car, brakes were squealing pretty good. I did notice a bit of rust from like the rain. We've had constant rain the past couple days, a few hard stops, and I haven't heard a squeal since. So just something for if you come drive it or anything like that, just kind of think about that. And they also live down like a sandy, muddy road, so you get a little bit of grime in there. You can see it all down the side here. We're gonna wrap this up. Overall, this is a pretty clean vehicle. Checks out nice, and I love the color. Great trim option.